It helps to remember when you're trying to understand what's going on at Perelandra that this is a research garden, not a home kitchen garden. Although we get a lot of produce out of the garden, produce is not the main focus. It centers around the research, the essences production, and the publications that are a result of what goes on in this garden. The garden is set up to conserve natural moisture and is sparingly watered by us. Nature tells us what to water and when and how much. During the 1999 serious drought, we only watered all the plants one time and about 25% of the plants one additional time. The straw mulch is for moisture conservation, weed control, and soil conditioning. It is tilled under in the fall, and a couple of inches of new straw is put on the garden for the winter. The rows will then be reopened for the spring planting, and in May, 10 to 12 inches of additional straw will be spread. The placement, variety, pattern, numbers of plants, colors, planting rhythm, and fertilizer needs are given to Machaelle in the fall from the Davik level, and all are part of this garden's precision. How this is done is described in detail in the 2 Perelandra garden workbooks. Machaelle makes charts from the nature information, and the spring planting is simply a translation of these charts into the garden. By the way, we use only organic fertilizers here and do not use any repellents, organic or non, and nothing is done here for the purpose of repelling wild animals. The fence, of course, happens to keep out the deer and the occasional bear. The garden includes Japanese beetles, grasshoppers, cabbage moths, bean beetles, and squash bugs, plus a billion other insects. You will also see that we encourage birds into the garden, with their own feeding area and housing. Snakes, turtles, lizards, and frogs live among the rows, and in the evenings, woods animals move through the garden while the bats cruise the airspace above. Interestingly, the wild animals move through the garden using the paths and the walkways, and they stop only for an occasional nibble or a drink of water.